you?
I'm good, thanks very much. Thanks very much for speaking today. How are you? It's good afternoon. No, it's about 4 o'clock
Yeah.
in the afternoon over there now.
Four
Yeah,
o'clock, yeah, okay. What time is it over there?
8 o'clock in the morning, and I just I
Oh, it's
literally had
a
about three
bit of an
hours sleep.
early
I
one.
had a 50th birthday party yesterday last night, so I was
Oh, feeling
I'm
a bit
back yet.
worse away.
Thanks very much for speaking to me.
Yeah, no worries at all. Thanks for having us. Yeah.
So I mean, first of all, congratulations. I mean, I've not heard the full album, but congratulations on the first few singles that I've heard.
Oh,
They
thank
sound
you.
quite different to kind of what we're used to hearing from the band. So I'm quite curious how you approached this album. Was there a specific kind of way that you wanted to take this album compared to the previous one?
Well, I think, yeah, we were kind of trying to, I mean, we're all listening to a bit more kind of different music when we were writing it. And we wrote it over like 3 separate weeks, like throughout across it over a whole year.
Uh-huh.
And I think we just kind of were keen to explore a couple new different sounds and kind of experiment with time signatures and different keys, sorry, and stuff like that. Plus new instruments with the first full album I've done with the band. So got a bit more keyboard going on, and we're kind of mixing up the instrumentation a little bit and stuff. It's really fun. It's been really fun.
I think we spent well, we lived together. We started living together when we released the first album, which we sat on for a while. And I guess over that time, from when there were lockdowns and a lot of bands like globally didn't have much to do but really record and release music and different sounds. So there was a lot to consume. And then I guess being all together, we were constantly showing each other what we were listening to and tapping into that, and then really trying to push the boundaries of what we could do with the extra instruments, of course.
What kind of stuff were you listening to? What kind of, I mean, was it kind of quite eclectic stuff that you very, very different to each other?
There was a lot of like it's like some punk sort of underground things, and then there were other bands overseas that had more of like a post-punk sound. I think that's what we gravitated to the most. I remember a few bands being like Crack Cloud was one of them.
Yeah, it was a big one.
Cola being another one. And I'm just trying to think of the punk bands.
I was listening to a lot of Yard Act as well.
Yeah, there was that.
Yeah,
that's fantastic, brilliant. Yeah,
they're so good. Really, they're awesome.
Deeper
as well. Yeah, they're sick. Deeper, really cool.
Yeah.
We've all got really different taste in music as well.
Yeah.
We all listen to like heaps of different stuff. Like Mikel, our drummer, is like listens to some really he's really into Black Midi, like some of that really intense kind of post punk stuff. And then we just got it was a lot of different influences to bring, which was really cool. We kind of had a pretty big pool to draw from.
With kind of such a big pool, was it easy for you to kind of reach a way of juxtaposing it all together, and were there many kind of arguments, or was it very easy kind of to get it all together and bring all these different sounds and likes together?
It took us 3 different writing trips to really narrow down what the finished product was. I remember the first one, we kind of really had no idea of how it was going to go, and for the first time, we did more of a collaborative approach where everyone kind of did their part, and we didn't so much bring whole songs into the band like we previously did, and then kind of taught everyone the song, and then there was that sound. But the first one out of the 3 was definitely like, let's just throw everything at the wall and see what we come up with. And which only a few songs, including Limbo, survived that. Really, that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think Cup of Tea came out of that one as well.
And Cup of Tea,
a couple singles done on the album,
and then we kind of were sat on that for a whole year, and we were working with our good friend Pencil, or Jake Voroshine at the time, and we just pushed and pushed and pushed, and we just couldn't really break past or know when to finish a song. Until after the second writing trip, when we brought Wade Kieran on board, and then he kind of had the fresh ears on it, and then he just really put some focus points on just like where to leave a song or like where to take it, which we were just kind of lost on. So was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can hear kind of where we're going with, especially with Leech and Limbo, where there's like, they're both really long, kind of longer songs than we've ever done before. And like, big long outro sections with time signatures. We probably had a little bit too much of that to start off with before we came to Wade, and Wade was like, "Nah, that's shit. Get rid of that. Cut it down." Like, he's really good at saying like, not everything has to be an 8-minute session song. People are going to get bored probably.
It's like you said there, Limbo. I mean, Limbo is a good example where the time kind of it changes, it slows down towards the end. I mean, when you come up with those kind of songs, are you thinking about them also when you're taking them to the live circuit as well? Because I imagine kind of the way things slow down and speed up, that plays a lot into how you kind of want to play it live to an audience as well, no?
Yeah. I think like almost more potentially thinking about live than recording sometimes with that stuff, because changing the time is such a nightmare in the studio. So like, it's a pain in the ass for everyone. But Wade and Simon Berkelman, who we recorded with, made it work. They're fantastic. Like, they were awesome. So it was sick to work with them.
I think the live experience is super important when you're writing a song, because if someone hasn't heard you before and are hearing that song, that's going to draw them to a show. And then that show is creating that live experience for someone, whether it's the same as a recording or not. It just has to attract first, but organically. So I think that's a good way of approaching a song. That we nearly ditched Limbo so many times.
You're joking, really?
Yeah. It took us until May the 4th. We started playing Star Wars, and then we played it backwards or something like that, and used all the notes, and then that's how the end bit came about. We're just joking around, and then we're like, "That's it."
Star Wars outro.
Like, what are we doing with this song? And,
wow, that's crazy, because it was on CinemaChords. I can't remember which it was, but it was in the top 5 singles from last year for me. We put it in the list. I don't know if you saw that. So I can't believe that you almost ditched it.
A couple times.
Yeah.
It was a hard one to get out, definitely.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's loving to play it now. It's so much fun live. And
talking about playing live, were you able to play a lot of the songs kind of live to an audience before you recorded it, or kind of before you were going to take it on tour? It kind of helped you.
We played quite a lot
hone it a bit.
Sorry,
if you were able to play with an audience to kind of fine tune it and hone the songs, especially kind of like you said there, to kind of gauge the way that the tracks played out, and the kind of the was like Limbo, it slows down, those kind of things. Were you able to gauge those with an audience beforehand?
We didn't before we recorded it. Hey, I'm trying to think.
I think we might have done Limbo once very early. It was only when we fully finished what the song actually was, and then maybe a bit before we released the actual song. I think we might have even played it then more.
Yeah, we played a lot of the stuff for the album live now.
Yeah,
like we're playing quite a few tracks from the album.
And interchanging what works and what. There's definitely some we've played and taken back out of the set to really untune and be like, oh, it didn't quite land.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see. I think the day the album comes out, we're going to play the album in full. It'll be cool. I'm quite excited to kind of gauge a few reactions from that, because it's there's a few songs that we haven't played live before, and I'm pretty curious, like a couple of real slow ones that I'm pretty curious to see how they go live. It'd be cool.
Yeah.
Right. And then
it's
Nick
also
obviously
exciting to play new stuff. It's like we practiced it the other day, and I think we're more just excited to play new songs.
Yeah.
There's a lot that we've played for years, and it's just nice to get these songs out there and just play it in front of an audience, or just hearing it like loud. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wanted to specifically, Nick, because you play the keys, the percussion, something that really stands out is the saxophone on these tracks.
Yeah.
So I'm quite curious how much pressure you felt on kind of yourself, because that is something that really kind of makes Crocodylus kind of, especially for me, really kind of stand out from other punky bands,
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Because they don't usually have that kind of sound. Kind of.
Well, I wasn't feeling any pressure until now.
I'm sorry.
But, no, it's funny. Well, I'm trying to remember why we brought the sax in. I think it was
Just a try.
It was just for like I literally started off just playing the solo. I think in My Baby on the sax when we were playing live.
Wasn't from watching Star Wars or anything like that, no.
No, I wasn't watching. I wasn't. James Bond, maybe. No,
there's a few bands we'll listen to with some sax.
Yeah, like
Australian bands.
Yeah, we've got some good friends up here, Dust. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they have a sax player. Party Dozen, really awesome, like kind of duo from Sydney they're just sax and drums. They're fantastic.
And they take the saxophone more into like
it's pretty extreme.
A new field. Yeah, it's got like heavy effects and it's a feature.
Yeah.
So,
and Kirsty, the sax player, sings into it as well, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just last week, I don't know if you've heard of a British band called Dead Letter. They also play it's kind of punk with saxophone in it, and it's a fantastic band as well.
Yeah, I'll check them out. That's cool.
You like them? I think it's quite a similar sound. Yeah.
Yeah, sick, cool.
You mentioned Wade, nice. Obviously that he kind of helped you kind of hone the singles. I'm quite curious. How would you describe the songs that you had prepared for the album before Wade got involved, and what was it that he specifically kind of brought to the sound on the album?
I
think it was a bit rambly, a lot of the stuff.
Yeah. It was just like some songs were a lot. Some songs, there actually were songs where we really liked them, but we just struggled really letting some of them go. And I think he was like just being the extra person in the room and like, right, you've got all these really like great songs that you guys do. Like, if that's not working, just put it away for a while. Like there was a few, I think, like that. And then there was a few that were like, wow, we really don't really like some of the album, like this song, we don't like it too much. And and then he'd just be like, I wish we sent you the album. I'm so sorry we didn't.
Yeah, we should have.
Like there's one called Societal Sort on it where it's quite like a groovy song, quite loud, but there's very minimal actual playing on the song. It's more just like sounds that's happening. And he really stripped that back. And we were just like going back and forth on how can we make this more interesting? What can we play on top of that? And then we end up playing less. And then, it was just funny how it can change.
Yeah. It was getting, I was all for putting that song in the bin, and I love it now.
That's crazy.
He's like the old.
No, so I was just going to say it's crazy how you have some, especially like you said, Limbo. You were almost going to put it in the bin. It's crazy how the one that you aren't so sure are going to work. I mean, I haven't heard the album, but Limbo for me is, like I said, it's one of the best songs that I've heard just recently. And those are the kind of. I mean, it sounds like Stephen King. Some of his best stories. He said he threw them in the bin, and his wife took them out of the bin so that he could actually release them. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not quite as prolific as him.
Yeah, I mean, you still got time.
A few less songs there, of course. No, I think I was going to say something. It's blanks. We were at a 30th yesterday as well, so we're probably a bit slow. It's gone. It's completely gone from my mind.
But no, I was just kind of asking you a little bit about Wade. I don't know if it was something to do with Wade and what he brought to the song.
Yeah, it was. But I can't remember. It was really cool having him. He kind of also gave the song the album a fair bit of sound. Like
we're lucky for him to have played. He played the bass on the album.
Yeah,
right.
And before we have Jim now, who's a full-time member, our mate James, that Wade stepped in and. Yeah, I don't know. Just like he kind of did he follow the bass parts? He kind of made up his own.
He kind of made up some of his own, and he followed a few of them. And he's just such a phenomenal bass player.
Yeah.
He's got like some of the best bass tones I've ever.
Good presence.
Yeah, really good presence.
A real presence. Yeah.
So no pressure on Jim when he came in to play the.
Well,
bass
Jim is also fantastic.
Awesome.
Jim's fantastic. I'm excited for the next album now because Jim is an incredible songwriter. who's worked on some really cool projects in the past that we are like Dick Dudley, which was Jim's last band that he was in, was like fantastic. Like really similar to Yard Act, actually. Like same kind of vibes, like kind of stripped back post punk, but they were just like the music had this awesome sense of humor to it, and it was really interesting. And like he's phenomenal. It's cool to have Jim on board. Also, he's a lovely bloke.
Yeah,
it's really good to be around, which is a big thing.
Yeah, that must really help because I know that I think pretty much all of you've all shared. Is it you shared a flat or a house together?
Yeah. So before I joined the band, we lived together, all four of us, not Jim, but and then I didn't join the band till after we moved out, I think.
Yeah, we moved into Nick's place, Josh, Mikel, and I, and then that week, the first week moving in, we actually went away to record Muscle Memory. So we were doing all the keys, and there's keyboards and everything on that album. So like I ended up playing some of it, and the other boys did as well. And then we just saw, why doesn't Nick come and fill out the sound on the stage? Like we were talking about the live experience before, and then next thing you know, he's in the band. So
stuck with me.
Yeah.
I know that you recorded the album over a very short space of time, so I'm imagining it was all pretty much, you got it all down before you went into the studio. Is that right?
Yeah,
pretty much.
It was like came to fruition when you kind of got there.
There was like the studio we recorded in Golden Retriever it's a pretty awesome space to test ideas as well. So there was some stuff we added. Like he's just got so many amazing instruments, like really cool pianos and a bunch of different weird synths and cool old guitars and stuff. So there was a bit of like experimenting in the studio with like little elements. But I think the structure of the songs were pretty much down. Like we kind of knew what we wanted to record, and everything else was just little frosting on top kind of thing.
Yeah, the songs were complete. It was just how we're going to use the studio to our advantage, really. Like, I don't think I've ever really used my amp in a recording. So we had like a wall of every amp that was in that studio and just miking up and changing like that, for example, and different pianos. We have some drum machine. All that stuff is left till the end because we just want to get everything, the core parts of the song finished, and then we do all that at the end, like see, what can we put for a bit of flavor? Or
the drum machine was cool. You mentioned before about did we have any fights? We don't. We get along with each other really well, but the drum machine almost went out the window a couple of times. Those things are a giant pain in the ass.
we did the what is it, like a modular, like the real old school way of doing it?
Yeah, Simon Berkman has like a modular synth in there. So we had the drum machine like linked up to the modular synth, and they were both kind of playing each other, and like it was so, like there's just cables everywhere, and you're trying to program these like stupid old, like really old technology with like knobs and dials, and like it took forever. It sounds so sick though. I'm really glad it's in the song.
Yeah. It was like, because it's there, like you really want to use it.
Yeah.
Like we could have done that on the phone. I think some of them we might have even done on a phone where you could just do it straight away and just record. But just, because it was there. And then like, I don't know, you learn a bit when you're in the studio too. It's like, it's nice to pick like Simon's brain or Wade's brain about how to do things, or what's that, and then that's this, and like, well, maybe that'll work on this song. Like they
both got really cool ideas about, like Wade's got this cool little app that like it's like a sampling app, and like a bunch of stuff in Hope, one of the songs on the album, and I think a couple of other things ended up with like this little like iPhone app just plugged straight into the desk and recorded in.
So I mean, how will you take that onto the live circuit, especially with kind of drum machines or this iPhone app?
Mikel's got
will it be compared to the album?
Mikel's got a sample pad that'll have because we actually have live strings too. That's another thing we haven't touched on yet. There's we have live strings on a couple of the tracks, so we've got that mapped out to put behind us on the sample pad. But then it's also, there's the fun of like not so much recreating the sound in the studio, but like I know my guitar sounds different on stage.
Yeah.
So that's like creating another version of the song that someone in the crowd could take away.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. We all use completely different gear on stage as well. It's nice to like kind of get to re-explore the songs in a live setting. And
I think My Baby even is a good example.
yeah.
Like we just like there's no overdriven guitars or anything in that song recorded, but when we hit the end of that song, it's a real like massive saxophone solo, loud guitars, like yeah.
Lots of hanky panky at the end of that one.
Yeah.
But I mean, I imagine you've been rehearsing because you said you're going to be playing the whole album in full live when it releases.
Yeah.
How easy or how difficult has it been to kind of from the album to then rehearse it to take it on the live circuit? And do you like to mess around and kind of really kind of change things up a little bit so that it's kind of surprises the audience and surprise yourself maybe a little bit as well on when you play it live?
Yeah, I think that kind of stuff will get kind of happen naturally over time as we play songs. They tend to change because, like, apart from you get to read how they play live and like what you kind of might need to change up the speed or change the energy of a song or like take an outro out or something like that.
Yeah,
and you kind of just need to gauge how that goes with an audience. Plus, we get bored of playing the same thing every night. So it's nice to kind of mix it up and play it a little bit differently.
Yeah.
But I'm quite curious as well. It's a very kind of punky cross between a more kind of American. I don't know. Obviously, I don't really know much about the kind of the music scene in Australia, but it sounds very much more American and UK kind of punk sound.
Yeah, I think
was that something that you were specifically going for, or is that something that's very kind of the thing at the moment over there in Australia?
We are listening. There's a post-punk's pretty big over here. I think maybe not just over here. Maybe just we listen to a lot of it. It's hard to tell because you end up in this like kind of echo chamber of like talking about the same bands with everyone and all your friends listen to similar bands and stuff like that. But I think probably more we probably listen to as a whole more UK bands, I reckon.
Oh yeah, definitely. Even not so much new bands, but older stuff. I know Josh is really into his power pop. Almost all my favorite artists, older UK artists. So
yeah.
And then there's US stuff. I think maybe our older stuff probably would have resonated with the US a bit more than what we've got now. But that is like it's organic that it sounds like that, but it is also intentional. We do want to spread out across the different continents and because that sound resonates with us. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys have done a UK tour before as well, which I'd be keen. It would be awesome to get back over to Europe and play.
Yeah. That was going to be my next question. Is obviously you got the album coming out. How will you be over in the UK or in Europe? I'm actually based in the north of Spain, but will you be touring the album?
I'm definitely hoping so.
Yeah.
I think we even were trying last year and things, slipped through the cracks and I'm glad we didn't.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have this album ready.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that's going to happen soon. Yeah.
Yeah. The aim is to come and do it like a UK Europe tour, hopefully in the next 12 months. But we just got to pull a few strings and kind of get everything happening first. See how the album goes as well.
Yeah.
Might flop. Might not be able to afford to go over there.
Oh, what the heck? Things that you're going to throw in the bin, the best things that have been in ages. There's no way but I mean, obviously, I know that you've got this live full LP in Australia, but I imagine you take it on tour in at least in Australia, no?
Yeah. So we're doing a few shows over here. I think July. Yeah. So they're
July's the aim.
Yeah. So probably a small run of shows, and then like October, November, December over here is like kind of hell for leather. Usually there's heaps of festivals, and that's kind of when the live music scene really ramps up.
Yeah.
So
eyeing off a regional tour as well.
Yeah.
So not so much doing the major cities in Australia. Not that there's many of them.
No, not heaps, but
yeah, we definitely want to go more regional and hit the towns.
yeah, smaller towns are like so much fun to play because the whole town kind of comes out. Like everyone gets really hyped because they don't get bands don't come that often, I think.
And like people are on holidays,
yeah,
all through the year, and then if something's on, they all go.
Yeah.
Like I know that's what I'd do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We played it in a little town called Bermagui, December this year for it was like a charity festival these guys put on, and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Like you get to see all these bands that you would never see, like a couple of local bands that just kind of play local shows, and they were so good, and the crowd was just frothing, like they were all super hyped to just come and see like a bunch of bands together. So yeah, I'm keen to do some more of that, play some smaller town stuff, and go play a few pubs.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, when I don't really know how to kind of take you back to your roots a little bit when you get to play the smaller places. I mean, I as an audience member, I love the kind of smaller, more intimate shows in places. I mean, over here in Bilbao, we don't get too many bands over here that are kind of big, but when they do come over, it's really, really kind of small, intimate shows, and it's great to catch them those kind of places.
Fun.
Well, I think even our major tour, our major dates are downsizing, just for that feeling. Yeah, when you play an intimate room, it's just I don't know,
so much more fun,
different. Yeah.
Than we don't really play that many big stages anyway.
Yeah.
But like I reckon I'd rather be in a small room jammed full of people than a big empty one any day of the week.
Yeah, sure. Also, I want to talk a bit about the videos that you've made for at least for the singles that you've released so far. How involved are you with those, and how do you how do you decide on the kind of the tones and the themes for the videos that you made for the singles?
Well, I think the first one we did was Limbo, and that actually both Limbo and Leech were both done by this guy Nathan, who's a friend of ours, and we kind of gave him the song and said, what do you think? What do you think for this? We kind of had some rough ideas. Like for Limbo, we got to work with a guy called Tyrrell Moira, who's like he's a Australian actor from like, I don't know if you've heard of The Castle. It's like a absolute cult classic Australian film, and he's got a role in that. Yeah. It's a hard one to show. I've shown people not Australian before, and like they don't get it. It's like very weird little niche Australiana humor, but he's a bit of like a cult icon, and we got to work with him, and we basically pitched that we wanted to have an actor in the video, and then Nathan came up with the concept and all the shots, and we knocked it out over a day. Yeah, and that was super fun.
Was there any specific reason why it was kind of shot in the office, like the office with him on the telephone and that kind of thing?
I think like Nick's saying, it's like a similar thing with how bringing Wade into the music was different. It's like we're trying to come up with video ideas on what we think the song is like or about, but we're kind of hand over to Nathan, be like, here you go. Might have like the few preferences, like we want someone to act in it. I think we wanted to be in our videos less than we've been in the past. Make it more.
Reason?
Sorry?
For any specific reason you wanted to be less in it?
Just because, I don't know, you'd more make it a short story. I don't know. I think deep down we don't really like being in the videos. And then it's just the last few we've had. We used to work with our mate Jamison a bit, and he'd do the same thing. He'd make a whole story up about it, and they were excellent. And then we started to do a few on our own, and we're like, God, this is shit. Or try and do it the week before, and no one's got any ideas, and we're just like, all right, just do this, and then it
becomes a throw together, and it's a bit weird, and But this was so fun, and I think Nathan kind of nailed like the album's got kind of a lot of theme of like kind of being in purgatory, kind of stuck with we're all turning 30, and we're kind of trying to find our place in the world a little bit, and like just we were recording it just after COVID, so we were writing it just after COVID, so everyone's kind of a bit adrift, kind of going, what are we doing here? music was kind of just ramping up again after it had kind of died in the arse in Australia. And then Nathan just, I think The Office was kind of like stuck in like the drudgery of like everyday life and kind of what that's like being in limbo and kind of like where do I go from here and how do I break free from it? And I think you hit the nail on the head. I think you really get that in the video for sure.
Actually, Limbo is it's quite a full circle song for that entire album, because what I said earlier about being there's so much to consume over those COVID years and just like everyone putting content out everywhere. There was like, we're struggling. Like, where do we sit in all that? Because before COVID, we kind of felt like we had something we belonged to. And then once that all stopped, because we're heavily a live band, like that's our draw, I'd say, most of all. And then once that got taken away, it was just kind of like, oh, what do we do? Like, we can't play. Do we write music? Or there's so much music happening now. What if we write something and then we like something else later?
Yeah.
Which is happening a lot on the writing trips. Like this, between this first and second one, we'd already changed what we really liked about all the songs and ditched most of the first ones. And so that Office.
So much ditching going on there.
Yeah. Well, there's such a problem, I think it really did impact how long it took us to do this album. And I'm also glad it all happened at the same time, because we're all really stoked with what like the end result.
When you mentioned that most of it was kind of just post-COVID. Because it took so long, did that mean that the album kind of changed a lot from the beginning?
Actually,
and did you try eventually to kind of get away from it being a post-COVID themed album, if you will, because people kind of didn't want to hear those kind of things, especially in kind of movies and books? There was a lot of stuff that kind of focused on that, and people really didn't want to see that. So was that something that you were kind of very aware of?
We'd also sat on the previous album. So we recorded that on the first lockdown, I think, Muscle Memory in 2021. And so that had already happened with that album. And then we've recorded that album and waited a whole year to put it out, and we couldn't tour it for ages. I think the tour for that album was a year on from when we actually released it, or months on. And then we were already on the back foot with that, and then everything else was moving so fast. With what I was talking about with just like music and film and, TV shows everywhere, just on demand, like everything's moving away from us, and we're still back at the old album, and then quickly put that away and we'll do this one. And it's just hard. And I think that's where we got lost on, like, oh, well, we did this album a year ago, the Muscle Memory one, and now our taste is so different now that we're kind of like, oh, we still got this thing. And then it's weird. It was strange.
And obviously after COVID happened, then we kind of, things got back to normal more or less. And then something else happened, which was AI, which is something that's really affected creativity and art. So I'm quite curious your specific take on kind of art and how you're navigating AI now, because like my favorite albums last year were the ones that weren't afraid to show kind of the humanity, the scratched guitars or the mistakes or whatever, that were kind of reminded people that it's human people that are making humans that are making the music. No, was that something that played in your mind at all?
The sound, for sure. I remember the album before, we were kind of like, there was a tiny bit of auto tune here and there, chopping and changing to clicks. And then this one, we went to click, but we were also kind of like, just leave it as it is, like just try and create that raw sound of just us in a room, with like the little, cherries on top. But
I mean, for me, like AI it scares the shit out of me. I refuse. I won't use it for anything because I just don't don't trust it. Probably gonna. I think I don't think music and art can ever be replaced by it, which I think is reassuring, because it sounds like music, but and every time you hear AI music, it's so boring.
You can tell it.
It's you can definitely tell.
Yeah.
So I definitely don't think it's gonna. It definitely is going to impact on the arts, I think, but I think good music will only ever be able to be made by people. I hope. Otherwise we're fucked.
It's annoying because it could be useful, like it's good for.
I mean, it scares the hell out of me as well, but at the same time, it does have its uses as well if you navigate it properly, right?
Like if you want like just the general concept of something, it's useful. I know like obviously my other profession being a cabinet maker, using AI to just like design a room just by telling and then just showing someone that and then being like, this is what it can look like. When you could do that with a song, you'd be like, can you do this with that? But then you start to lean on it. I don't know. It is weird. It's so strange. It's good for jokes though. Face up and we use a lot of face up and making each other old and
really
good for that content
stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, it's got its pros and cons. But I'm definitely more on the side of do it yourself.
Yeah. It's also fun. Making music is so much fun.
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd want to shortcut it.
Yeah.
The whole process.
Making music with AI and even just kind of some parts of the songs, I guess you just wouldn't feel proud of whatever you made in the end because it's not what you've done yourself. Right?
You haven't made it.
Yeah.
And it also it's like we play music because we love it.
Yeah.
It's like we're lucky enough to have people who like our music and want to listen to it and want to come and watch us play. But like that's almost secondary to the fact that we'd all be playing music anyway because we all just love playing music.
Brilliant. That's a great moment to end on. So listen, guys, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks so much, Mo.
My regards to the rest of the band. Can't wait to hear the album.
I'll send it. I'll send it to you now.
I should have sent it to you before.
If you send it to me now, but I'll get a review up before it actually releases.
That'd be incredible. Thank you.
And I wish you the best luck with the release, and hopefully you get over to the UK and Europe sometime soon so that I can get to see you live.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
And I hope to speak to you again sometime soon.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Howard.
Right. Thanks, Howard.
Thanks so much for your time, guys. I appreciate it. All right, take care. Have a good day. Cheers then. Bye now.
It's not quite purgatory, and it's not quite necessary.